Hello, welcome to Lemonade Yoga. I'm Sandy Till. Today's class will be about 30 minutes and we'll work on hips. And when I mean hips, I mean low back, core, legs, maybe even down into your knees. So that is what we will bring our focus into today. We'll begin in a comfortable position to bring our awareness to breath. So I'm sitting up on a block to give my hips and low back a little bit more space. You might also lean against the wall, or couch, or even lie on the floor for this. Begin by bringing your attention inward, bringing your gaze inward. So to bring all of your attention downward and inward, maybe closing your eyes, and turning all of that attention to your breath. Feel your inhale, where it goes, and your exhale. Is it as long as your inhale? You're just kind of asking some little questions to get curious about where your breath goes and how it feels. I suppose in an ideal yogic world, we'd have really full and long extended breaths. Mostly just going for oxygenating you and giving your body a sense of what it takes, what it feels like to take a huge breath, how good it feels for your nervous system to have a nice, regular breathing while you're going about stuff. Now, if you can, bring your breath down lower. Now, some people have an easy time of making a belly breath where you're breathing and your belly moves out. But more than moving your breath into your hips and into your belly and low back, I'd like you to bring your awareness now to your low back, to your hips, to your core, which is sort of from your pubic bone all the way up to the crown of your head, to your belly, and your thighs, your legs. Notice if you have any pain or numb spots. And again, reminding you and that if you ever run into a pain response, if something just doesn't feel quite right, or you don't like the way it's feeling for you today, then by all means change it. Do something else, or just don't do the exercise. So notice how your hips feel now, so that you can compare them to how they will feel at the end of our class. We'll start with a seated side bend, and today we'll do that seated side bend with the feet together. So I'm coming off of my block, and I'm going to bring the feet together in front of me. Now again, if you want to sit up against a wall for a little bit of support, if your low back is tender, then do that, because that way you can stay with this leg shape. If the leg shape doesn't work for you, then change it. So feet far is great. Feet close in is fine too. Just again, what works in your body today. I'm gonna go in between. Seated side bend. We'll just do extended arm today. Take your right hand out from the side of your waist, out onto your fingertips, and use your inhale to bring your left arm up and over. I like to wrap the top shoulder and reach out through the shoulder and the arm. I invite you to press the feet together. So when you're working with your low back and your hips, your awareness is in the lower body. And so this shape is a lot of work. It's actually pretty hard to hold the feet like this. So we're using it as an ally to heat up the low back and bring some synovial fluid into the big hip joint. Second side, inhale as you come on up, and exhale as you release. Walk your hand out onto your fingertips on your other side, and then again, inhale, arm up, and I like to wrap the shoulder, rolling it forward a bit. Arc over. This is an opening for your side body, side bend. So feeling for arcing your spine bones open and over. It's nice here to feel for lifting up out of the hip with the waist, if you can get that. And again, holding each posture, each side for 4 to 6 breaths about. Coming out, inhaling on lift, and exhaling as we release. So I'm going to keep the legs in the same shape for the twist. So I just came away from the wall, so I have somewhere for my arm to go. Take your right hand out, and when you're doing a twist, roll your hand so that your thumb is outward. That opens the shoulder joint, which is just good alignment. So now for the twist, reach the crossing hand wherever it can comfortably land. Maybe it's your ankle, your calf, or your knee, or your shin rather. Inhale and lift up. On exhale, pull with the front arm, spiraling yourself over to your twist. Feel for keeping a neutral neck, soft jaw. Broad front of the chest. And working on the second side, ease up, switch sides, rolling that thumb out, finding the hand placement that works on this side. Inhale, lift up. You can press the knees down a little to help that. And as you exhale, spiral. I spiral by pulling with my front arm. That's what's really propelling my movement in this shape, because my hips are kind of tight and they're a little busy here. So I'm kind of leveraging a little bit with that front arm. And what I'd like to invite you to do is, when you're in a pose like this, is to feel for what your body's wanting, what it's asking for. And then easing out, go ahead and bring your legs forward and gently rolling your legs out. You should be feeling some heat in this hip joint here, these hip creases, and that's great. That's what I'm going after. So next, easy abs, always easy abs. There's never a time when we don't care about our abs. Our abdominals and our core is like super important to our overall health. And additionally, this crossing your midline with your exhale is very good for your brain. So clasping again your hands behind your head, 6 rounds. Low back is gently pressing down into the floor. Take a big breath in. On exhale, bring the elbows towards the left knee. Well, in the direction. The knee is going to stay right over the hip. Get completely empty of your breath. Inhale, put the foot down and come back to center. And go to the second side. Exhaling, completely empty. Inhale, big breath back to center. And completely empty over. Find a rhythm here. You can go at your own breath pace. I invite you to leave the neck out of it. Use your arms to hold your head and use your belly to crunch up. Go fast, but still with breath, or go very slow as you like. And finishing up there. We'll go for 2 rounds of bridge next. And so for bridge, you'll stay lying here on your back. And if your low back is tender, having a block nearby is helpful. So I'm going to take my smaller block and just have it here by my side. Have your hands down and bring your heels up to your fingertips. This should be about your knee measurement, the foot placement, and then relaxing your arms down to the sides. Take a breath in to your lower belly and lower core. On your exhale, lengthen the tailbone and lift the hips up. On your inhale, lift the chest towards your face, lifting the rib bones one at a time upward. And staying here for about 6 breaths. Now this is where you might want your block. So if you're getting tired or you have a pain response, take your foam block and slide it under your low back. And if there's still space, like here there's still space, so I could choose to go up higher. So I'm going to come onto my tippy toes and make myself higher so that I can put the block up higher, and then I'll rest on it. So that's one way to position your block. Now if you don't need the block, then don't use it, because the work here that we're doing today to unwind in the low back, it requires that you warm up your back and your muscles. So I want you to use your muscles as much as you can. Bridge posture has 2 basic moves. The first one is pressing down through the legs and lifting the hips up and away from you. And then the second one is to lift the belly and the low ribs and the spinal cord up. So we're working a baby back bend. You stack the moves so that you can grow into the back bend. See what your body gives you with each breath. You might notice that my toes are lifted up. That's active feet, and that's just part of my initial training. You're welcome to do that if it helps you. Now coming down, pull with your legs. Your knees are reaching away from your head and lengthening your spine down. It feels kind of like a massage. We'll just take a few breaths there, resting. You might notice your hips, you can move them around a little bit to feel sort of what you got moving in there. And you know, it's not uncommon for the muscles and stuff to wake up and activate. And so when you're doing your practice, pay attention to what you feel, but I invite you not to get freaked out about it. Like, you're gonna go through a process. We're gonna take you into a warm-up, we're gonna engage your muscles, and then we're gonna unwind them. So, bridge again. Let's see if we get higher this time or if it's easier this time. Measuring my ankles or my feet with my fingertips. Relaxing my neck and arms. Inhale into the hips and low belly. As you exhale, curl the tailbone, lifting yourself up. Inhale, open the chest, expanding the ribs out to the sides. And stack those moves for 6 breaths. Exhale, press down gently through the feet. Inhale, open the chest. This is another one of those postures where we do funny things with our neck and head. So, like, I tend to tuck my chin down, so I can correct myself by coming to neutral there. Now, as it gets hard in the legs, feel for evening out the work in your legs. Typically, people have like a stronger lead leg or an injury in the left knee or something like that that you've got to kind of work with. And so as you're in this shape, just feel for what your body gives you. What feels right? What do you like about it? If you need that block, put it under you. You can have the block and still be working your legs.
If you have a strong practice and you'd like to up level, we'll take 3 breaths more here. Now curling down, keep your legs strong and pull your legs. I'm pushing my heels down and kind of reaching them back to bring my knees away from you. And then just curl down. Upper back, mid back, low back, and then finally the pelvis. Taking a breath there to feel what you've done. And now my absolute favorite posture ever, back release pose. Back release is great. Crisscross your right ankle over your left knee. And in this one, we're going to reach our hands through the legs. So you'll inhale, bring it up, and grab onto the thigh or the knee, what you can comfortably reach. On exhale, gently pull your legs in towards your body. Now, if you can comfortably reach the front of your knee, then grab there. If you get there and it's like, oh, that feels good, and then, oh, that doesn't feel so good, then change it, right? Just go back to giving yourself a little bit more space. I really like active feet here, flexed feet, because it engages your muscles in your legs all the way up. And gently releasing both feet flat onto the ground. Take a moment and notice what you've done. You will feel the difference in that right side. Second side. Cross, ankle over knee. I like to just flex my feet right away. Inhale, reach through, grab what you can reach. On exhale, ease the body toward you. Ease the legs toward your body. You can try pointing and flexing your feet here. I mean, all of this is choice, right? You get to pick how you work. There's specific things you can go after in each class, but I really invite you to find what you like and what pieces work best for you. What is your body asking for? And now easing down, bringing the feet flat onto the ground. This is a good time to do a little bit of back traction. So feeling for placing the hands on the top of the thighs. On exhale, just gently straighten the arms and feel for pressing straight down. A few breaths there. And then working into a reclined hip sequence. Reclined hip sequence is about 3 postures on each side. So we'll start with, I'm going to start with both knees up, feet flat. Also one of my favorite moves here. I have a lot of favorite moves. So I'm going to take my hands up and we'll start with grabbing onto the right knee. So I'm going to inhale, grab the right knee, And on exhale, I'm gonna bring the knee to the side. So not right over your chest, but just to the side of your body and towards the floor. And then adding, if you can here, a straight leg. So on exhale, gently lengthen the other leg and feel how that stretches your hips out and kind of creates spaciousness in your thighs here. Another breath here. And now we'll go for what's called, sometimes people call it, half happy baby. So with this one, I'm gonna bring my foot up over the knee and grab, if I can reach, the inner foot. Now it's a little easier to bring that bottom knee up flat, up with the foot flat. And then from here, we're just gonna take a breath. And as we exhale, bring the knee straight down towards the floor. Giving a little bit of a deeper stretch into the hip joint and the hamstrings here, the back of the thigh. Now, the thigh muscles are big muscles, so allowing them to lengthen. Be willing to stay in the shape for enough breaths to give the muscle time to let go, time to know that where it's at is where it's being asked to be. And then third shape. Go ahead and bring the bottom leg straight again. And I like to do half a spinal twist or reclined spinal twist with the knee right in line with the hip, but you can bring it towards your chest if you like. So taking my opposite hand to the knee, a breath in, and as I exhale, drawing the knee across my body. And that feels good in the hip. You can take a full twist. If you want to go all the way over to the floor, your shoulder will come up, and you can work your arm in a goalpost shape or up over your ear. But again, the focus here is in the low back. So I'm just going to bring my hands down to my sides. And I don't love that part, so I'm gonna hang out right here. This is where I'd like to be in this twist. I invite you to really be listening to your body and feeling for where it's unwinding. How much are you able to let go of from your cell tissue right now? And then easing up and out. What I mean by letting go from cell tissue is, habitual tension and memories. Our body stores memories. Second side, grabbing the left knee with the hand. On exhale, drawing the knee towards the side of the body. Just straight down towards the floor. For 3 breaths. And going for my second move there, layering, straightening the bottom leg. I just love the way that feels, and it takes me a minute to get that. So that stretch right here along the front of my thigh and hip, I won't get that if I just pop right into that shape. I kind of need to ease into it. So feel for what your body likes. I'm going for that half a happy baby. I'm going to bring the knee up to where I can kind of reach it. Grab onto the inner foot. Now, if you can't reach here with your hand, you can use a towel or a strap and just kind of go over there and hold on to it, and that will work just fine. Taking a breath. On exhale, bring the knees straight down towards the floor. That's the action of that particular move. Bottom leg can be straight or bent as you like. I'm going for that spinal twist now. Knee right over hip, opposite hand grabs. Straighten my bottom leg. Inhale begins the move. Exhale takes me over. Just stop where your body wants to stop. Be willing to back up and change the shape to suit what feels right for you. I call that micro-adjusting. And then gently easing out from that. Go ahead and square your body up and taking Shavasana now. So final relaxation for the class. Legs out straight if you like, shoulders down the back. Just resting for a few minutes. I invite you to rest longer if you can and you want to. If you're ready to get up and close class with us, then begin to deepen your breath. And moving your fingers and toes. Opening your eyes and easing your way over onto your side for a few breaths. Use the strength of your arms to help yourself up without any kind of strain. And at the end of class, we typically take a moment to thank each other for our practice and our time together. So I thank you for joining us.